can feel the heat is rising, and that beat is hypnotizing. Oh, no, we run the show. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Got to live.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. So today's video, I'm going to take you along with me as I prep our travel trailer for winter storage. Now, if you're new to my channel, we bought this trailer back in April, so this is the first year I've ever had to do this, so I'm a little new at it, but I do know that we have to pack away anything that could get wrecked with moisture, like linens and pillows, blankets, that sort of thing will be packed in Rubbermaid bins. I got to unload all the food because we don't want to leave any food in the trailer in the winter when it's being stored. And I also want to give it a really good clean because, little real life moment here, we came home from camping a month ago. I've yet to give it a good clean. So if you do enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up, as that does help my channel a lot. And if you do enjoy today's video or the content you see here on my channel, I would love if you consider subscribing and joining my YouTube family. So get that red subscribe button and that notification bell so you miss any future videos from me. Now let's get this done because this is pure chaos and I want to get looking much better. So the first thing I wanted to get unpacked was all of the food in our pantry. Now, as you'll see here, it takes me a few different trips and a few bins because we had quite a bit, but I always wanted to have lots of snacks on hand for us and the kids, and we didn't always eat all the snacks depending on our camping trip, so then I would just carry them on to the next camping trip and left them in there. And then I also had things like oil and vanilla, ketchup, peanut butter, all that kind of stuff was in there that I would just refill when we needed to, but we would only use sparingly on our trips. And then I also had things like spaghetti, pasta sauce, soups and stuff like that that were quick and easy if we want a quick and easy meal depending on how our day was going. There are things that you can always use but also last really well, so we don't have to worry about them going bad while they stay in the trailer during our various camping trips. So this was a bit of a project, but I was happy to get this finally all unpacked. But now we have lots of food that we can eat throughout the next couple months. Next, I wanted to get all the pillows, the duvet, the blankets, and the towels and everything packed away. For the pillows and the duvet stuff that's a little fluffier, I did get these two black bins from Canadian Tire. They're by Mastercraft. I want something a bit deeper to put them in because I knew they'd take a lot of room. And then I'm just using simple blue Rubbermaid bins for the rest of the items. So I'm also packing away the paper towel, any toilet paper, garbage bags, all that kind of stuff that I don't want to have leaving out and in the open. So these things are all going to go in the bin along with all the towels and the sheets. Some of the towels and pillowcases are a bit wrinkled because I did wash these probably like 3 weeks ago, just after we got back from our camping trip, but they've been sitting in this laundry basket in the trailer ever since then. So if you want a good laugh, you can watch me very terribly attempt to fold this fitted sheet. I have a couple of them to fold and I am honestly terrible at it. So enjoy it with me, laugh with me as I struggle at trying to get these folded. But you know what? At the end of the day, I was like, I'll just stuff them in the bin and be done with it, because they're just going to live in a bin for the next 5 months. And then I'll just take them out and put them on the bed and they will work perfectly fine.
If it's only for now, I don't mind, 'cause I know that your love is endless. If it's only for now,
I could have easily brought the Ziploc bags into our house to use over the winter, but to be honest, I have a lot of Ziploc bags in my house, and then this way I have some good to go for when we go camping again next spring.
live on forever. You'll be on my mind. I'll be dreaming about this till the end of time. We are young, we are free, down for the ride. Might be over tomorrow, but we got to stay forever.
So when I went to unpacking the trailer, I had no real plan, honestly. I just knew I had to get it all unpacked and then I had to clean it. But as far as unpacking goes, I had no particular order I was going to do it. So I'm totally winging it here. But there are things I found, for example, lots of extra diapers and wipes and things that I've forgotten were still in the trailer that I forgot to unpack when I unpacked all of our clothes. Because I did unpack all of our clothes after our last camping trip, because I wanted to make sure I got everything washed and put away so that we had all of our clothes and we had no coats or boots or any sort of clothing left in the trailer. So that was the part that was done right after camping. But I forgot about the fact that we had diapers and wipes in there. So now we've gained a few extra diapers and some extra containers of wipes for in the house. So that's a win-win. So while I'm pulling the Murphy bed down, I just want to take a minute to talk about how much we love it. It is super convenient because, number one, we didn't have to have a trailer that was too long, because Paul and I didn't want to have a trailer that was excessively long. If we had a regular bed, our trailer probably would have had to be like 3 or 4 feet longer at least. Secondly, saves some space during the day. We get more space during the day to function in, to move around in. Plus we have the couch. So going to number 3, when we're traveling on the road and we want to have some lunch or get a snack or have a quick pit stop, the kids can sit at the dinette and Paul and I can sit on the couch. There's plenty of room for the 5 of us to wander around, to use it, and we don't have the bed in the way. And also in the evening, because the trailer's not overly big, when we're getting the kids ready for bed, we get them all ready for bed, and then once they're ready for bed and in their beds, then we pull our bed down. So it's nice because you can still walk in front of the bed to get to the door, but it's nice to have that little bit extra space, but not having to get that much more length that we would have to pull. Plus, the longer trailer you get, sometimes it's harder to find camping spots, because if you get too long, you're limiting the number of campsites that your truck and trailer will fit in. So when it comes to the TV, I've seen some people say they take out the TV because they're not going to use it. Well, we're not going to take out the TV. It's there. It's fine. I do use it to watch Netflix or Disney Plus or something when I'm packing or unpacking the trailer, or when I'm cleaning the trailer, just for something on the background. We did have a movie night with the kids when it was parked in our front yard a couple of times when it was new, because they thought it was kind of fun to be able to sleep in the trailer and watch a movie. They thought it was cool that they could watch a movie in the trailer. But otherwise, we had one camping trip that we had Wi-Fi and power, but we mostly dry camp, so the TV doesn't get used. The kids don't have their tablets when we're camping. The only time they use them if we're on a long road trip, but they don't actually use them in the trailer themselves. They're only used on the road. And Paul and I do watch something on my iPad that we download in the evenings once the kids go to bed for like an hour. But otherwise, we try not to do too much when it comes to electronics and TV and stuff when we're camping, because we can watch lots of TV at home, but we don't really want to do it when we're camping, because we like to spend a lot of time outside exploring or just even hanging out at the campsite. Under the bunk is already fairly organized because I have everything in bins under there, but I want to take the hammocks out because they're going to stay in the house in the winter, and otherwise I didn't have to do much in there. The next project I want to tackle was the shower, because this is basically a storage closet for us, so it was quite dirty. I hadn't vacuumed it all season. You'll see later on how messy it was. But most of the stuff in here, I'm either putting in the Rubbermaid bin or I'm leaving it in the trailer, because a lot of it doesn't have to leave the trailer. It'll be fine in there. So I like to use the shower as a storage locker. Some of you might actually use your shower as a shower, but we personally don't use it. We either shower at the campground or we honestly just swim in the lake and then shower when we get home.
We don't sleep in the sun.
I did have a cloth mat down here to protect it from all the bins and everything, but this is all the sand it collected from our water shoes, our beach toys, any toys type things that we use while we are camping. I haven't vacuumed this out since I loaded everything back in late April into it, so it was high time that it got done, but it honestly wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. A lot of it was on the mat itself, but we also did fairly good at keeping everything in the bins themselves, so it wasn't honestly as bad as I thought it was going to be. This bathroom is probably the most awkward space to clean because it's not very big, which is fine. I mean, it's big enough for us to use. We don't feel like it's overly cramped. When I'm trying to clean, it is a bit challenging because there's a lot of little nooks and crannies to clean in. But I was actually amazed that this bathroom wasn't actually that dirty. I mean, we mostly use the bathroom at night or first thing in the morning, but we don't really use it during the day. The only really dirty part of the bathroom was the bathroom sink from all the toothpaste and stuff, but otherwise everything else was fairly clean. So it was a very quick clean.
I can't help myself, I wanna get you. Still feel the way I feel when somebody calls you out. Are you sleeping with someone new? Someone new,
out of bed, and I still got you in my head from all those pretty words you said. It's like I'm wasted every time I see.
The kitchen area is fairly easy to clean because we honestly don't really use our kitchen. We store our dishes in here, but otherwise we use our outdoor kitchen or the barbecue outside. We do have a microwave in here, but we can only use it if we're plugged into power or the generator, so we only use it very rarely to heat any food up if we happen to have the generator running. Otherwise, we store our buns and our bread in it. I used the oven for the first time this August, and then I think we used the stovetop maybe once or twice. Like, I can't even remember. I know I used the first time we brought the trailer out to the campsite, and otherwise I don't recall the other time we would have used it. So I just wipe it down. I didn't wipe down the burners or anything because we didn't really use it, so they weren't really dirty. So I just want to give all the cupboards and the handles and everything a bit of a wipe because we do go in and out of the cupboards and drawers all the time. So I want to get those wiped down a bit.
I'll follow you, yeah. Could you come a little closer?
The sink was really easy to clean because, again, it's another thing that we don't use very often in the trailer. I had a rubber mat on the bottom just to protect everything from the sink from getting scratched when we are moving, because I kept a rubber bin in here and a few other things like the dish soap and stuff like that in the sink itself. So I had the rubber mat just to protect it when we were traveling. But otherwise, I would just fill the white bucket with soapy hot water and then take it outside and do all of our dishes outside. So I wasn't really coming in the trailer to do dishes themselves. Sometimes I would dump the water down the sink. Other times I would dump it elsewhere depending on where we were camping and how long we were camping for. So next year I want to get the fridge cleaned out. It wasn't honestly too bad, but it stores food. So, you know, things spill or get dropped, but nothing really spilled in here. So it was mostly just little bits from containers rubbing in the fridge, but otherwise it wasn't that bad to clean. The dinette's another space that stays fairly clean because when we get to a campsite, we drop the table, put the cushions on the table part of it, and make it into a bed for my youngest. And then we leave it set up as a bed until we pack up to go home. So it doesn't get very much use as a dinette itself. It's more or less another bed for one of our kids. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I always get so satisfied vacuuming. I love vacuuming. I don't know if it's because I love my Dyson so much, but I honestly love vacuuming. It's no longer much of a chore. So I want to get these mats vacuumed up and take them out of the trailer because I was going to store them in the garage for the winter and get our flooring done. I'm so glad we don't have any carpet in this trailer because it makes it so much easier to clean. I can just whip it around in my Dyson, get it all cleaned up, and then I do put a couple of these mats down just to help protect the floors a bit, keep them a little bit cleaner because I'm in and out all day getting food and dishes and that sort of thing. So I like to have a couple mats to walk on to hopefully make it a little less messy, and then we can just shake out the mats when we're at the campsite and sweep it out, and it makes it nice and easy to keep it clean.
Yeah, I won't waste this.
So before I show you the after, I want to show you the before, the bit of chaos and disorganization and how messy this place was before I started doing this. Because personally, I always find it super satisfying to see the before and the after. And I'm actually really impressed because even though it was a bit disorganized, it's because I had things put out that need to be put away into bins and I hadn't really organized it after our camping trip. But it wasn't as dirty as I thought it was going to be with being a family of 5 camping. But I think it helps that we mostly use the trailer at night to get ready for bed and to go to bed. And then we use it first thing in the morning. You know, we get up, we get dressed, and we head out the door. We don't eat in the trailer except for when we're on the road and stopped at like a rest stop or something like that. And we don't cook in here. And we only use the bathroom at the campground during the day, like the outhouse or what flushing toilet bathrooms, and use the bathroom in the trailer at night only. So I think that helps keep the trailer a bit cleaner and tidier and not as much dirt tracking in, because then Paul and I are in and out during the day getting food and dishes, but otherwise we're mostly primarily outside. And then once I got the trailer all cleaned up and ready to go, I was able to bring all the bins back into the trailer. I put them on the bunk beds and on the floor, and that's how they'll be stored in the winter. But when we do transport it to where we store the trailer, I will be sure to take them out and transport them in the truck because I'm worried that one of the bins might fall off the bunk when we're traveling, and that could be a big disaster. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I give you tons of motivation and inspiration to clean or organize a space in your home, even if it's not a trailer. If you did enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up, as that does help my channel a lot. And if you did enjoy today's video, along with the content you see here on my channel, I would love if you consider subscribing and joining my YouTube family. So hit that red subscribe button and the notification bell so you miss any future videos from me. Thank you so much for watching my video today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!